Area 51 Sports is here for you. All the top quality equipment you'll need to succeed on and off the field. All to make sure you're prepared for game day. Area 51 Sports, the sports industry's best kept secret. Visit area51sports.ca today. Area 51 Sports is here for you. All the top quality equipment you'll need to succeed on and off the field. All to make sure you're prepared for game day. Area 51 Sports, the sports industry's best kept secret. Visit area51sports.ca today. Area 51 Sports is here for you. All the top quality equipment you'll need to succeed on and off the field. All to make sure you're prepared for game day. Area 51 Sports, the sports industry's best kept secret. Visit area51sports.ca today.
Welcome inside of Richardson Stadium here in the beautiful city of Kingston, Ontario. Not so beautiful today, though, a little bit cloud, wind, and rain earlier, so these kids will have to play through a little bit of weather distress. I'm Caitlin Pobersnick alongside Jesse Bell here and the rest of the crew for a nice, hopefully chill evening game. We're kind of fixing out some of the kinks tonight before we have a big day of football on Sunday, but who doesn't like Sunday football? Got to get the game out of the way here tonight first, though, Jesse.
Caitlin, thank you for having me on. This is an absolute treat. So for the folks following along at home, tonight is the OSFL Senior Bowl. a bit of a different format. First and foremost, I will be honest, folks. Caitlin and I are flying a little bit blind tonight. We don't have the rosters. There was a jersey disruption.
Yes.
They literally got the jerseys 5 minutes before we started this broadcast. So thankfully, unlike my radio broadcast, you folks at home, you have the benefit of vision. So we're going to be calling numbers because we're good. We're not mind readers. We can't do the names.
Can't make up anything. I mean, we could make up some names today.
I
mean, we could. But yes, if we're naming people, we're naming them by their number. And seeing as my vision isn't the greatest, if it's a play on the other end of the field, I might be just calling out the crazy play at hand. So, no, it's a really, really good weekend that we have set up here. Again, like I said, the weather maybe not the best, but you know what? Who doesn't love some football in the spring, edging us out of that winter season? I'm not going to be complaining whatsoever, but yes, today is a good day for it.
And Caitlin, I'll tell you, if you ask Coach Snyder, he would say this is perfect football weather. It's gray, it's cold, it's limestone gray, it's Kingston cold, but it's not raining.
Not raining. It was earlier, and I was a bit worried about it. I definitely was, because I had never been up in this media booth before, so I didn't know what the setup was going to be if it was pouring rain out, if I was going to have to, you know what, I'm a bit of a baby when it comes to rain. I am made of sugar, so it does make me melt a bit.
And I will say, that's one of the benefits of hosting these games here at Richardson Stadium. Kingston has one of the most advanced football facilities, not just in Ontario, but in Canada. And trust me, I traveled a lot last year covering the team. I've traveled a lot in my 5 years covering this team, and we do have the anthem playing, folks. So
take a pause.
We will just take a pause. We'll be back with you momentarily for the OSFL Senior Bowl.
And National Anthem has concluded. We get set here for kickoff right away, I'm sure. And so far, we have red jerseys, we have white jerseys, and we have about 40 kids playing. I know it'll be different tomorrow. There'll be 90 total. Tonight is just a bit of a nice, again, like I said, chill game.
And the important thing to remember with this OSFL Senior Bowl, these are the senior crop of the Ontario Summer Football League's graduating class. So a lot of U18, even some overagers, U19, that fall into that cashman at the start of the season. And the OSFL season starts in just a few weeks. Richardson will play host to the Kingston Grenadiers, a longtime staple of the Kingston sports scene here. So this is going to be a bit of a different format for the folks following along at home. You can see right now, or you will see momentarily here on the broadcast, it's kind of set up like a best-on-best scrimmage. So there's no kickoff. They're starting from a neutral spot, the 30-yard line, and this is actually red versus red right now, which will make our lives a little more difficult. But here we go, folks. OSFL action underway as we have got, starting from the 30-yard line, bit of an offensive formation here. So, Caitlin, that is a balanced formation, 2 receivers on each side.
And a handoff to start. And a nice tag, couple yard gain.
A simple, straightforward handoff right up the middle. And I notice the clock isn't running yet, so this may be some extra football action because, as you can see on the broadcast, not a lot of contact there. And that's the important thing with these all-star games is you're not looking for big hits. You're not looking for intense physicality. What you're looking for on the line of scrimmage, so the offense and the defensive line, is good handwork, good gap and assignment playing, but you're not looking for, these...
The massive hits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here we go, second time around.
See what it's got.
good job of the quarterback there. Corralled a bit of a high snap, but he did manage to get into his motion quickly. And especially something you'll notice about high school game compared to the university game, the level of refinement obviously is a big thing.
Yeah.
But with your quarterbacks, you don't see a lot of hot and heavy bullet passes. It's more kind of lobbed up there to give you a bit more of a margin for error as a receiver to go and get it.
Interesting. That's good insight too. And I know we have some chats at center field, so definitely a lot more to come here.
So warm-ups then.
100% what we're calling right now. But you know what? That's our warm-up too.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because for the folks at home, they are getting a chance to look at some of these offensive formations. And something we're going to stress, especially tomorrow with the U14, U16, and U18.
Yes.
You don't have a lot of time for install. You're not going to be able to install these big, creative offensive schemes. You're going to run very basic plays, but the key thing is executing them well.
Yes, and that's what all of the recruiting type figures tomorrow are going to be wanting to look at as well, in that sense of who can accomplish the simple, straightforward fundamentals and also be very coachable in a very short amount of time here. These kids aren't getting a lot, and these players aren't getting a lot of time with these groups. They're just the best of the best. So the coaches who are giving them the simple fundamental plays are going to be wanting to see whether they can execute those plays in the format that they're given, which again is very different than they've probably been used to in playing in these types of situations.
And high school level football, I can tell you it's evolved a lot since I played in the 2010, 2011, 2012. And it's going to vary based on region. Some teams, some regions prefer to pass the ball. Kingston is a football, it's a run-the-football city. Most of the schools here have a run-first scheme. The lone exception, which is partially, I think, why they're so successful, is the Frontenac Falcons, who have turned out a number of tremendous U Sports quarterbacks, including the starter for the Queens Gales, Alex Vraken. So they run a bit more of a pass-heavy offense, but for the most part, high school football is about minimizing mistakes. The simplest offensive formats are run-based. Why? Because it's a direct line. A, quarterback, B, running back, down the field.
Yeah, and the fact that they're able to play here at Richardson and be in Queens territory too, I think is really cool for probably a lot of these players that follow university football. And knowing that Steve Schneider is going to be here up in the booth with us tomorrow, along with a lot of the staff and players that are with Queens, if anybody here knows the Gales, they'd be very excited to be able to be here today.
And I've been chatting with some of the players. There are a number of Queens players that are involved in a coaching capacity, including Anthony Leo, number 7 for the Gales. I've seen Jack Ashby-Jacobs, number 18, wide receiver. But it looks like we are, in fact,
we're going to have a kickoff.
Underway. So Team Great Lakes in the
yes.
white, Team Trillium in the red for the
Yes.
folks keeping track at home. 12-minute quarters. Not a huge roster for either team. So endurance is going to play a factor.
100%. Not as many subs.
Not as many bodies available. Here we go. Strong opening kickoff. That is a university caliber kick from that young man there.
Running through the center, taken down. Not quite at the 20-yard line here.
And it looked like that was a tackle by number 8 for Team Great Lakes. And I'm glad he showed a bit of restraint because it was a bit high on the tackle.
Yes.
But he geared down and was able to avoid, which would have been a quick penalty, either a horse collar or a face mask. He
Right off the top.
managed to bring him down without stepping into that dangerous territory. So good restraint there from number 8 on Team Great Lakes.
Definitely. And even when you get into the older age gaps, I feel like there's size differences too that play a factor maybe in some of the plays. So you don't want to take down if you're a smaller guy getting hit by bigger players, probably not the best feeling.
So what you saw there, Caitlin, that motion from the H-back who came in to help support on this run play up the middle. So in the black and gold helmet, number 7 for Team Trillium, he's in the slot, but he's not one of those quick slot receivers. That's an H-back, something that Queens University prides itself on. Some very tremendous athletes coming out of that H-back position. His primary role is to assist as a blocker, but don't be surprised if you see him slip out for a pass. Honestly, possibly here on 2nd and 5, deep in Team Trillium territory.
We got some mayflies with us in the booth right now too. So
Kingston staple. So here we go.
Absolutely. Nice handoff.
Big
Still
body.
going.
Oh my
Gets that
goodness.
first down.
That is number 99 for Team Trillium. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is a big-bodied individual to take a handoff there.
Well, you know what? When you don't have people to take him down, that's exactly who you want to be running with it. So
He's got a tattoo, a full tattoo
full sleeve.
My goodness gracious.
Sure, he's not university students right now.
You know what? I looked a lot older than I was in high school, so I can sympathize, mind you.
The arm sleeve plays a factor in this one, though.
Untatted. So here we go. 1st and 10 for Team Trillium. Good pressure.
Couldn't get the lob off. That's going to be blown down.
And that's a great pass rush move there from the defensive end. And something that this new generation of defensive linemen in particular are trained on is getting their hands up to clog the passing lanes. I didn't get a lot of coaching about that, but this, especially if you watch the Queens Gales, one of their strong points with the defensive line, they deflected so many passes last season by clogging that passing window. On that play, clogging the window led to the sack and puts Team Trillium 2nd and 17 or so deep in their own territory.
Definitely, and you're not getting a lot of time in your own pocket right now either, so if you miss that first shout, then there's probably not going to be a whole lot, and you don't want to force the pass either, but we'll see what this one brings. That one's short.
Yeah,
incomplete.
And like we talked about earlier, so that's number 7 for Team Trillium. We talked about him as a blocker on that first handoff. That time there, he chipped down and then released into the flat. That is a classic H-back thing. You're really trying to get your big athletes into an area where they can take on some of the smaller defensive backs.
Definitely.
Because that is chaos. But it looks like
they're just going to call
punt.
it.
Yeah, so turnover.
Yep.
Understandably so. So we will see Team Great Lakes. And I'm always curious about the spotting of the ball because they're spotting them right just over midfield. So they're going to essentially simulate what would have been the result of that punt for this age group, which is actually pretty accurate from my experience. So we've got Team Great Lakes taking over here on offense now.
Yes, special teams, probably not a whole lot going on with 2 smaller rosters right now, so that one checks out. Nice pass to the outside, taken down. Big hits, but nice catch.
And that's some great gang tackling there from Team Trillium. The first man slowed him up. The second man took him down. But, good throw from number 7 for Team Great Lakes. A bit of a different approach as a quarterback. Team Trillium, their quarterback, preferring more of a touch pass. Number 7 for Team Great Lakes. Put a lot of zip on that pass.
Definitely.
For a high school age player. That is quite a nice throw.
And a wide open player, too. Not a lot of force on his end. He got exactly what he needed to do and took it down also nicely. Didn't panic when he got hit by 2 players.
Exactly. Secure the ball.
Take
Good
it
things
down.
will happen. Handoff here on 2nd down, up the middle, and they are going to stop him basically at the original line of scrimmage. So we're going to have a 3rd and about 5 from around the 48-yard line, and likely going to be another simulated special team scenario, but they may have them go for it. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on.
Might as well.
Yeah.
What do you got to lose right now?
So we will say, not stake-free football because you are trying to show up
and
show out, but there's no records at play here.
Exactly. I know everybody also wants to win. Like, you have that competitive spirit, but even if you're just calling stuff, like, now is the time to try pushing this at least a little bit. There's no real reason not to if you don't get the chance.
100%, and
up and over.
Bit of a miscommunication, and that's something we're going to see once again when you don't have a lot of, not just install time, but a lot of time to develop chemistry. Quarterbacks and wide receivers, one of the most important things they can do is develop that chemistry. Your wide receiver should know exactly when that ball is going to arrive, how it's going to arrive. The best quarterback and receiver pairings will spend hundreds, if not thousands of hours outside of practice working on that timing and working on that connection.
They have to be able to think almost what each other is thinking without talking at the same time. So being able to read if your quarter's in distress too and you need to come back a little bit for a pass, whatever that might be. You're not going to get that this weekend, but that's obviously what they're looking. Drop a pass, able to pick it up though.
Yeah,
and a loss of yards.
Unfortunately, and that's something else. Once again, miscommunication, but just missed time. Quarterback either turned a bit too early or the running back took the wrong angle for that handoff, and as a result, that thing careened about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Team Trillium lucky to recover it, but they've got their work cut out for them here with a 2nd and 15 from their own 40-yard line. And I will say, it's a bit of a chilly night. Doesn't feel like the first weekend of May here in the city of Kingston.
I don't think anywhere right now truly does feel like spring. This is weather that I'm very glad that I'm not out on the field and we kind of get to be up in the booth with some shading too.
There we go.
There you
nice
go.
pass. pass over to the H-back, number 7 for Team Trillium. Take him down well short of the first down. But even these conditions will actually impact the football itself. Colder weather makes it a bit trickier to pass the ball effectively. It's harder to catch. Even the trajectory and the speed at which you can throw it is impacted by colder conditions. We saw this during the Gales game, the Mitchell Bowl in Saskatoon. It was about 0, which for November in Saskatoon wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but
it impacted how the ball traveled, especially a lot longer than the nice warm fall days we had here. So they are going to go for it because, once again, why not?
Yep.
This is a 3rd and 9 for Team Trillium. Out of the shotgun, quarterback steps up, ran into his own player, and he is running for his life. Good slide, short of the first down, but you know what? That's a good heads-up play there. Try and give your defense a little better field position to work with.
Yeah, and even not talking about the ball, but even the person. It's like, even when it's a little bit colder too, getting hit, if you're not properly warmed, that hurts so much. Even just catching the ball, if you miss it, that can jam a finger easily just on the sole fact that everything is a little bit colder and denser, I guess, than what it would be playing in July.
It's a great point, Caitlin. Summer, the trade-off is the hotter it is, the more your legs are going to drain, the more it's endurance focused. When it's cold, it's toughness focused. And Kingston, we're usually pretty lucky. Our falls tend to be quite balmy and warm, but I've played in some cold weather games, and the next day you feel like you were put through the ringer. So here we go. Team Great Lakes, 1st and 10 from the Team Trillium 50-yard line, still 0-0 here at Richardson Stadium. Handoff, and that is going nowhere fast. Great job there. Penetration from both defensive ends, Caitlin. That is a running back's worst nightmare. Hard
Clearly.
enough.
Ball's going to stay close to that half mark here.
Looks like he lost about 4 yards. So a big thing with football in general, and Queens really loves this. First down is a great way to set the tempos by running the football. You, on a first down, want to pick up 3 or 4 yards because that opens up your offensive playbook on second and medium. If you lose 3 or 4 yards, that playbook gets much shorter. You need to drop something that can give you likely a lot of pass yards to make it more manageable. Good ball. Great play there from number 0. Team Trillium read that pass perfectly. Good throw from the quarterback. I will say it was where it needed to be, but he just made a great read on the ball there and broke
Hopped
that
in
one
front
out.
of that.
Very nearly took it all the way back.
Yes. Would have been kind of our furthest that we've seen. We were at the we went down a little bit closer to that 30-yard line a little bit, but for the most part, play is in the center of the field, not able to get out of there right now.
To borrow a hockey expression, we're in the neutral zone.
We are
right
in the
now.
neutral zone.
Very
fully
acclaimed hockey broadcaster to my left here. So
acclaimed. My goodness.
Hey, if one person acclaims you, you're acclaimed. So here we go. We've got about a 3rd and a 14 or so for Team Great Lakes, and they have got 2 receivers on each side with an H-back on the right, so more of a trips right.
Definitely going to
Twins
throw
left.
it again.
Oh!
Couldn't get his hands on that one.
That's a shame.
They're definitely throwing it. They're trying to see. And then right now, seeing as they aren't really able to get any running game going, and that's getting stopped through the center, got to get out of there somewhere. And it's so close. They are so close to getting it. It's hitting the hands. It's just not getting caught.
I got to give the quarterback credit there. That ball was where it needed to be. I think the receiver was maybe a half step behind. If he had that extra half step, it's not a one-handed grab. That is a over-the-shoulder, in stride, and that could have, if caught, been a huge, huge gain. Not just for a first down, possibly for a touchdown, but in the neutral zone we shall remain here. Turnover,
Definitely.
Team Trillium on offense now.
And they'll try the handoff too. Go wide, taken down. Lots of yards on that play.
Great tackle there from number 4 on Team Great Lakes. That's a defensive back taking down a running back in the open field in full stride. So you talk about things that impress coaches. If you are a defensive coordinator, if you're a defensive back coach, you love seeing a defensive back that can make a one-on-one tackle like that. Great play there, and I think that's I can't tell if that's a Quinty Skyhawk or who's on the helmet there, but that was a fantastic tackle from number 4 on Team Great Lakes.
And even not letting go, too, because even talking about the cold, everything is a lot harder to grip, especially if your hands are cold. So it's easy. And football gear is slippery. It's not easy and grippy and stuff like that. I've played rugby, and tackling with the shorts, super easy. This is very different.
Oh,
Oh, a nice run game there.
I love that. So that's a player who's been playing H-back, but he was in at halfback or running back there for that one. Took that handoff. Good, hard-nosed run up the middle. Number 7 for Team Trillium, I think, has made a very solid accounting for himself here so far, and he's got his team facing down probably the most favorable third down of the day.
That's a pretty good one. 1 yard. 1 yard to gain, and we finally get to move the sticks.
Well, don't speak too soon. We saw a 3rd and 1 come up agonizingly short here against Western to kick off last season.
That's true, too.
Sorry to my Gales football fans. I know that's a painful memory.
But even just saying that, drop, but can you get it back? Not taken. I did jinx it, but again, I will say this though, but this is where the defense comes in. So we've talked a lot about the offense here, and obviously you were talking about defensive ends too, but this is a play that coaches will be looking at for defense to be able to say this is the hardest thing to stop. It's a favorable thing for the offense. It's terribly difficult for the defense to stop anything like that, especially if you have a good offensive line and can push, but we're not obviously going to be seeing anything too aggressive.
And once again, it's just a small mistake.
Yeah.
The fumbled exchange on that handoff
makes a difference.
That's what cost them. But that's a great point, Caitlin. Showing that kind of mettle mentally and physically as a defensive player, although it's 3rd and 1, not giving up on that sequence, that is huge for a coach to see.
It's good competitive nature.
We're going to see a run here.
Oh, that was a big hit.
Thankfully, so in all-star games like this, you kind of cringe preemptively when you see the quarterback take off. Thankfully, everybody played that very disciplined and very smart, because the angle at which the quarterback was going down and when the defender was coming in, that could have been a very scary situation. But kudos to the young man there for pulling up on that tackle, keeping everybody safe. That is the name of the game.
Well, you don't want to see anybody get hurt right now. This is a fun weekend, I think, for everybody. Everybody's been practicing since 9 a.m. The field's been open. A lot of people have been here for a long time today, too. So you don't want to put too much pressure on anybody, but we're seeing a deep throw.
What?
Intercepted.
Number 4 for Team Trillium with a one-handed grab, Caitlin. What a beautiful over-the-shoulder connection.
Wow.
I can see some of the coaches next to us taking notes on their think pads here. What a fantastic highlight reel play. Reminiscent of something we saw here back in October. Jeremy Hiscox for the Gales had a one-handed pick 6 back the other way against the McMaster Marauders. That is the kind of play that makes a name for you, and on a stage like this, at the apex of university sport, which is Richardson Stadium. Ooh, shout out to that young man. What a fantastic play there by number 4 for Team Trillium.
And you just pointed out that there's a bunch of staff over our shoulders. I had no idea that they were sitting right there. Got their eyes scoped. Definitely writing that one down.
Great play. That running back did everything he could there for Team Trillium, but he was under pressure both in front of him, but also consequentially the defensive end on the blind side came in to mop it up, but it was the defensive end on the short side of the field. That's who made the play, and this is something that Coach Snyder talks about a lot. You have somebody that makes the play and somebody that makes the play possible. The guy who makes the play possible is the one who slows up that momentum so the other guy can secure the tackle.
Well, and this goes for any sport, and it's the stuff I love to preach when I'm calling basketball too. It is my favorite thing to see the kids and the players that are wanting to do stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That is 100% what you're looking for. All the people that get their hands in the way that don't necessarily get the steal, but they slow down the ball. It's really impressive.
Rolling right, flag down.
Right out of bounds. Our first flag.
I'm guessing that's probably a hold. Likely going to be back 10 the other way. I like the idea. I like the rollout there from number 10 for Team Trillium, because you can tell height, maybe not a strong suit for this young man.
Yeah.
And that's difficult when you're a quarterback, because you got some big boys in front of you, and
Yeah,
you
you
certainly
can't
got
see.
some
Cannot
big boys
see.
on the defensive line. And we saw it come into effect earlier. One of the first plays of the game for Team Trillium, their quarterback wasn't even able to get the pass off because the defensive line had clogged
Got
those
his hands
passing
up.
windows.
Yeah.
A great way to mitigate that is by having a designed bootleg, which is basically where the quarterback, you're going to try and block and give him as much space outside the pocket as possible, better sight lines, and then also the possibility of being able to tuck and run.
Definitely.
It's never a sure thing. Once again, referring back to that McMaster game here in October, they had a lot of quarterback bootlegs designed, and they left that poor kid out to dry. That's all I will say about that.
Well, even at that, going back to the height situation, especially if you are a shorter fellow on the back end, if you're watching NFL or CFL games, they always bring the camera down sometimes behind where, seeing what the quarterback can see, and you're watching from above going, how didn't you see that guy downfield? Here in this type of situation, you're like, well, there's a bunch of big guys in front, and he can't necessarily see where he was meant to go.
I've been hitting the back of head by a pass before. It's no fun. So here we go. Team Great Lakes, 1st and 10, handoff here, up the middle, cutting it back. Some good lateral mobility there, Caitlin, but ultimately tackled up without much incident. And believe it or not,
that's the end.
That brings us to the end of our first quarter of football action. And just a reminder, folks, a couple points of clarity. Working without rosters here. They just got the jerseys in, so thank you for bearing with us. Tomorrow, look a little different both in terms of our broadcast, but also in the format of the games. These are smaller rosters here for this OSFL Senior Bowl, so there's not a lot of bodies in reserve. Tomorrow, you said about 45 people on each of the teams, so 90 players per game, a bit closer to what you would see on an OUA game on Saturdays in the fall.
Yeah, and absolutely. This is again, this is only the second annual, so everybody's trying to feel things out as well. So as much as it's new for us today, being able to be here and call it, it's also going to be new for everybody involved in this type of situation.
And a big thing we'll also stress, I don't expect a lot of scores this weekend in general. As the old maxim goes, and I'm sure defensive coordinators will argue with me about this, I play defense, I get it. It's easier to play defense at these events than it is to play offense because
100%.
There's less you have to install, less you have to think about.
Yes, and even when you're playing defense, you know your job too. It's you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you know what you're supposed to be doing. Whereas if you're on offense, things are going to be changing, and even the play calls, and you have so much more to work with on the offensive end.
And case in point about the defense there, we just had 4 players essentially, not unmarked, but waltz in and create a great deal of pressure on the quarterback. And I think they are going to rule it as intentional grounding. But that's the thing. Defense is much more instinctual. Offense is much more technical. There's a lot more moving pieces on an offense. And, of course, the defense has to be able to adjust to counteract that. But just for these kinds of events.
As a general scope.
Generally speaking. And, hey, don't get me wrong, Queens has an incredible defense there, one of the best defensive coordinators in the country. So it's a complex scheme that they play, but they have time to install that. They have 5 years' worth of guys that have been playing in it. Don't expect quite the same level of complexity on either side of the ball this weekend. But as we saw earlier with that interception for Team Trillium by number 4, you're still going to see some pretty spectacular plays this weekend.
And people everybody here is wanting to get noticed. That doesn't, come as any surprise. So seeing the people being able to go out there and get that one-handed catch, I feel like that's the moment they're going to be thinking about as we get a few yards gained here.
Number 7 for Team Trillium, and I really liked the blocking on that play. His offensive lineman cleared the gaps, but 7, very nice read of the situation. He kind of slight fake left and then cut it more rightwards. Picked up a good gain of about 7 yards. One of the better runs from Team Trillium here today, and I think so far Team Trillium has been the more offensively consistent team.
I would agree with that, yep.
I think their passing game has been a little more boom or bust, but their running game has been really quite formidable. And let's see if they go back to it here on 2nd and short. Great tackle.
Taken down immediately.
Number 50 for Team Great Lakes. And once again, we've seen a lot of that tonight. Just that slight miscommunication or lack of coordination. A quarterback turning the wrong way, the running back turning the wrong way. Looks like number 7 for Team Trillium. Little sore, but he is making his way off the field under his own power, so that is great to see.
Sometimes if you get your legs caught in there, and I feel like obviously we don't have slow-mo replay or anything right now, but anybody who's watched football knows if you get tackled, your foot can get caught under too awkwardly in any sense of the word. So sometimes it's painful. Even if it's a clean tackle, your foot can go in one direction as your body's going in a different one, and it's not the nicest feeling.
Non-contact injuries are a severe concern in every sport. We've seen a rash of them in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Think of the Achilles. Football, it is a very common thing. Thankfully, not what we're dealing with here. However, it is going to be 3rd and quite a distance. And number 2 for Team Trillium. Making the magic, but he's just, if he had maybe committed a bit more north-south on the left-hand side here, he wanted to go for the home run. He should have settled for the double. Still, great bit of lateral motion from number 2 for Team Trillium. But that's the thing, when you're a high school kid, you want the glory.
Yeah.
You're going to try and make that extra cut rather than just trying
go.
to do what you should do.
And
maybe.
yeah, and taking it back to rugby, even at that, our coaches would yell, "Run straight, run straight!" And of course, you are like, "Hey, well, this big person is about to hit me. I don't really want to run straight," so you run sideways, and then you realize you just burnt a lot of calories to not gain any sort of field positioning. So we all do it.
I get it. Not me. I was not built like that. We've got a handoff here from Team Great Lakes. That is some hard-nosed running and a great tackle from the defense. I love that play there, Caitlin. The running back for Team Great Lakes dropped the shoulder, really clean contact, and I love how, and it's going to sound maybe a little aggressive, I love the violence with which he ran there, within, of course, regulations. But, man, credit to Team Trillium. Not just one body, but a second follow-up. Great defensive fundamentals for gang tackling. I think it was a really nice carry by Team Great Lakes. Just a really nice football play overall.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for Team Great Lakes, not one that generated much in the
Not a
way
whole lot.
of forward momentum.
Still nice to be able to rewatch too if you ever get the chance and be like, we did this properly. Obviously, this is a little of a different situation, but a nice catch and cut.
This is a staple of the Queens offense, a little bubble screen, and that will be a first down for Team Great Lakes. As a receiver, it's really simple. You make it look like you're going to run a fly route or a go, a straight, a long route down the field, and then you turn your hips and come back towards the ball. Super simple. It's a quick hitter. Queens runs it all the time because it creates gaps in the defense like that. Just a little bit of hesitation from the defensive back. The receiver grabs it, picks up what he can, gets a great gain to give them a new set of downs.
But even as you're talking about being able to turn your hips too, being able to do that and then do it quickly as well, that I feel like that's also something that coaches are going to be looking for, to see if you can turn and get that and, you know, make that route what it's actually meant to be. And that's also where you're like the confidence with the ball comes into play with a lot of these guys too.
And a bit of so that's a naked bootleg there, Caitlin, where you were rolling out with no protection. Not a great result there, but something that was preached to me throughout my time in these kind of like Team Ontario processes is hip speed is a huge indicator of overall athleticism.
Yes.
How quickly can you turn your hips? How quickly can you go from a back pedal to a sprint? Or in this case, how quickly can you go from forward momentum to a hard jump cut on that?
Yeah, which adds on to what I was saying too. That's the type of stuff that they're going to be looking at, that it's like, you know, the athleticism changes as you get into university too, where you might be focusing on that type of stuff a little bit more than you would at the high school level.
Exactly. Great pass rush there from Team Trillium. Number 52 looking like Queens number 52, Oliver Jackson, pressuring the quarterback, taking him down. It was just a quick little swim move. The offensive linemen, they're looking to lock their arms, extend, get in your face. He slapped away. He brought his other arm over top. And this is something I'm sure you saw in rugby, just a way to seal, and it gave him a great pass rush in on the quarterback. Fantastic bit of defensive line play, and he is chatting with the referee there. So we'll, I think it's, nothing serious, but it was a fantastic pass rush from number 52 for Team Trillium.
Even going back to some of the running plays here, not necessarily positioning or even it, but goes back to confidence, because some of these players know that they're going to get hit, so it's making sure that they know that they're running, and when they run, they just need to keep running and not slow down, because that's where you're getting those players who are able to pick up the three defenders and carry them across a few extra yards because they don't stop running. And it's also harder to get taken down if you don't give any leeway.
Exactly. I love that they're using number 99 here.
Ooh.
So he's in as a running back, but they're keeping him in for pass protection because Team Trillium has struggled with the Team Great Lakes pass rush. Didn't end up working out that time, but I like the scheming behind it. But
that's tattoos. That's tattoos.
That's right, arm sleeve. Big number 99, and that is, you know what, that's the kind of football body you will see quite a bit at this age range, where he's got a big frame.
A lot.
And that's good, because if you have a big frame, it means you have more room to grow into it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'll see folks that are maybe a bit more compact, and it's like you can tell they're kind of already maxed out at their frame. That young man, I think, with how wide his shoulders are, still has quite a bit of room to grow. Second and long here coming up. Another pass situation. Good pass. Great tackle, though. That's the thing. It is a defensive stalemate here, folks, with 5.5 minutes to play in our second quarter.
Yeah, and talking about the size too, a lot of these guys, when they do end up playing in university, that's when they're going to hit the weight rooms for kind of the first time in that serious capacity where it's like it's a team and group environment.
Correct.
And there's a lot of stuff that is different from high school to university, but a lot of that is the constant working outs. You turn a lot of that body mass into muscle, and you're able to actually, you're like, hey, maybe I will eat chicken and rice for supper a few nights a week, and actually end up learning what an entirety of university sports looks like as an athlete. It's very interesting, even for myself, to go from high school to university play. It's very, very, very different.
The reason why they call these football teams programs is because as a university athlete, you are put on a program designed to make you better. Development is the name of the game this weekend and beyond that. Handoff here for Team Great Lakes, up the middle, stuffed. And that is a great effort there, spearheaded by number 8 for Team Trillium. And that has been the story so far, which is mostly a lot of tackles for loss by the defensive units. But I got a feeling we're in store for something very memorable coming up. I can just kind of feel it.
You're like, I feel it in the air. Somebody's going to get another one-handed catch.
That's right. Just like how I sometimes predict both ill tidings and good fortunes for the Queen's Gales. You get a feeling sometimes. You know something big is coming.
Curse.
I know. Well,
it's the worst. Sometimes it's used for good. Sometimes the powers are like actually used to help the team out, but other times you're like, wow, it's been a 12-0 streak. Yeah. And bam, you're tied.
As soon as you mention it. There we go. Nice completion
catch.
there. And nice footwork from number 83 for Team Great Lakes before being taken down by 22 in red. Flag on the play.
Oh, late flag.
Yeah, and the late flag, usually if it's thrown well after the tackle has been made, it's some kind of conduct penalty. If it's thrown at the point of the tackle, it could be, and it was a nice tackle, so I don't think it's a tackle-related one, but it may be.
That was clean. Yeah,
it looks like possibly some OC, objectionable conduct, which, when you're playing with high school-age young men, the trigger discipline on the verbal weapon is...
You don't grow out of it sometimes.
Unless you work in broadcasting, at which point you
have
really should. Yeah. Been there, done that.
Have to move my microphone up, take the headset off for a second.
Kill switch, yeah. Thankfully, you know what? If I can make it through the 2023 and 2025 Western comebacks, I can make it through anything. So if I didn't get kicked off the air for that, that's good. Personal growth. So here we go. We have got a 1st and 10 scenario for Team Great Lakes and a new quarterback in.
Handoff's no good.
New personnel, same results, it seems, Caitlin. But I am curious to see number 81, tall frame, so 7, and you can see 7 is actually out. So maybe a wildcat formation there. If they bump the quarterback out wide, but he's still on the field, it's usually because, they're switching back. So 81, normally receiver. Wildcat is designed to confuse the defense.
He's still got the sleeve on for quarterback plays, though.
Interesting.
So number 7 could be a duality type of player.
And that's the thing. With these kids, you get a lot of really excellent athletes who can play multiple positions.
You're getting the pitcher also at bat.
And here we go. So it looks like 81 is going to be the quarterback for the rest of this drive. We'll see if they incorporate 7, the player who started as their quarterback for this game, into this play. But always interesting to see. So we've got a 2nd and 14. Good pass there.
Oh, no. That was a perfect throw.
They're young.
Yeah,
They're
wow.
young.
I mean, that's really great, though, to see that they're able, they have a lot of good talent in that quarterback position. And even some quarterback to quarterback. Oh, no.
I was going to say, I like 81's mechanics.
Yeah.
7, fantastic quarterback. But something I've noticed is he has a bit of a hitch in his throw. And that hitch doesn't really mean much at the high school level. But when you get into university where the defenders are faster and every second counts, having even a bit of a hitch before you throw telegraphs it. It takes more time. 81 there, a lot of a quicker release. And
which is good. From
what I've seen, it was an accurate pass. It just unfortunately got the better of 7 there. So 3rd and 14.
It was a great throw, though. That's totally good to mark as well.
So we'll see. Running for his life, rolling left. He's going to keep this and run it himself, and he's going to get back to where that sequence started, but it will be another turnover. And that's the thing. For me, it's like high school, it's pretty common to see imperfections in the release for a quarterback because you're just trying to find somebody that can throw the ball.
Yeah.
As you get better, the more elite quarterbacks are the ones that are able to remove those impurities from their mechanics. And I'm going to keep harping on it because it's the player I've watched the most. Queens quarterback Alex Vraken,
Yes.
no hitch, multiple arm angles on release. He is an incredibly talented thrower. That, to me, is the gold standard of what you strive for as a quarterback, where you have multiple ways to throw the football without any kind of hitch. But
Yes.
these kids are a long way away from that.
No, and you also look at some of these plays too. Oh, big body, big body.
Big man up the middle. My
Nice take.
goodness. Great tackle there from Team Great Lakes, but number 99, he's got an arm sleeve, and he's not afraid to use it.
Nope.
Dropping the shoulder, running up the middle for one of the better gains we've seen in the last probably 10 minutes of in-game time for
Yeah.
either team.
And I mean, if you're Trillium too, why wouldn't you want to give that player the opportunity to give you some yards too? You have somebody on your arsenal that you have the tool. Why not use it on your tool belt? But I know they also want to give a lot of other people some love.
Speaking of, here's number 7 for Team Trillium, who has been one of the standout players for an offense that has struggled to move the ball consistently. But he's put in some solid work here, and he picks up, if not a first down, at least a third and third and manageable with less than 2 minutes to play here. Of course, I'm assuming, I certainly hope for the sake of these smaller rosters that we'll have a halftime break for you fine folks at home. And I hope you are enjoying this maiden voyage here for our Red-Black weekend broadcasts. Like we've been saying, tomorrow's going to look a lot different. More players, a lot more games to cover, and I think possibly a lot more people in the stands.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a fun day. There's also going to be some women football going on over on Nicholas Field. It's just the field adjacent to Richardson Stadium. So the women are going to have some practices throughout the day. They're going to, be able to get acclimatized to what's going on over there. And then we have some scrimmages in the afternoon, 3 and 4 p.m. U18 goes first, U16 goes second. And from what I read online, it was women's tackle, which is so cool to see.
Kingston Sharks are a fantastic local organization here. If you folks haven't been out to a Kingston Sharks game, great female tackle football team. We've also, of course, Queens has not one, but 2 provincial champion women flag football teams.
Flag football, yes. Queens did a really good job this year. Holy.
And I hope they made it to nationals. I am not totally up on what the end result was, but they qualified for nationals in Regina, which is this weekend. And shout out to the Queens women's football team. I think they've done a lot to grow the game locally, especially amongst young women. And what a great tackle there. Half the size, but no problem at all. Looked like that was 0 for Team Great Lakes, taking down the big power back for Team Trillium. And that's the thing. The bigger they are, not only is it the harder they fall, but the lower you have to get to take them down.
Yeah, that was at the feet, without a doubt.
As low as you can be without being...
Both of them came out from right under him, and he went and flattened, so...
And it's scary. One of my jobs when I played football, especially on the defensive line as a nose tackle, was sometimes my job was just to basically create a dog pile using the center, where I would cut out the center's knees and just try and trip people up. And it was not a lot of fun.
No.
It's a thankless role, so shout out to that young man there.
Yes, because we don't like you when you have to do that.
No.
Knees are always a scary place to be.
Great little passing catch there from 81 to 25. Short gain on the right-hand side, but I like the amount of zip that 81 for Team Great Lakes puts on that football. I'm impressed by his mechanics, and I think the overall accuracy so far.
I would agree with that too. And you're talking about the pocket a lot, and I feel like this is also different in high school and junior type of clubs versus when you get into university. But even at that, it's still never the level necessarily as you would get in the CFL. Obviously, if your offensive line is good or not, that also depends. But I can imagine that these high school quarterbacks are also worried about just getting hit. And you don't get used to getting hit, necessarily at this age. So when you're going to throw it, your biggest worry even right now is getting tackled.
Another incredible pass rush from number 52 for Team Trillium, number 99 there to pick up the scraps. But that was basically, sometimes you go speed to power, where you start fast and then you make a power move to disrupt the offensive lineman. That was power to speed, where he popped him, got him off the balls of his feet onto his heels, and just jutted right through that gap that he created. That is something that I know certainly the coaches next door to us are taking note of. It's really impressive when you can mix power, pop, and speed like that. Just an outstanding play from number 52 for Team Trillium.
I think that's a good song.
Power, pop, and speed?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm into it. And another great pass rush move.
deep
What a
throw.
pass! Beautiful. Under pressure, and that's the difference. 81, bit of a taller player, was actually able to see
over. And that was quarterback to quarterback action. So
That's
number
right.
7 was the one that completed that. And so obviously he's been reading that play on his wrist in that first quarter. So he obviously knew what he was looking for as he called that play.
And Caitlin, we have finally left the neutral zone. We are on the Team Trillium side of the field.
There we go.
I think the first time today. Team Great Lakes on the move. 81 at quarterback. He's got 2 receivers and an H-back on the right, but he's looking left. Oh, right idea.
That was the right idea. And I know we have a kicker warming up over there on the far sideline. So we might end up seeing maybe a field goal here if we can get a few more yards.
The scoreline today is reminiscent of some of the games we saw here in the 1950s. 3-0. It's a baseball score. It's a baseball score. But I will tell you, folks, there's a lot of great footage from the 1960s available online. If you want to get a look at what Queens football used to look like, compare and contrast today, you'll see just how much the game has grown. And that is what this weekend is ultimately about, development and growing the game. And, yeah, it's a close game. It may not always be the prettiest football, but there's some outstanding stuff on display
You know
here.
what? When you end up getting that score, though.
Oh, it feels great.
Yeah.
Rolling right. Beautiful pass, but it's picked off. Number 1, Johnny on the spot for Team Trillium. And Team Trillium picks up their second INT of the OSFL Senior Bowl.
Wow.
And once again, we spoke too soon. The broadcaster curse. When you get that first set of points, it might feel good, but it ain't going to be anytime soon.
Not right now.
No.
Let's go into the second half, shall we? 26 seconds
26
left.
seconds. Hey, you never know. Magic, stranger things have happened with 26 seconds on the clock.
Without a doubt, especially in Canadian football. My gosh. The last few seconds of games are
Traumatized.
insane.
Yes, my trauma is very well documented online for all to see, relating to the final minute of a football game.
No.
Yeah, I couldn't do it again if I tried. So here we go. 26 seconds left. Likely just going to be a run situation. You don't want to turn the ball over, but they are going to pass. Let's see if this pays off.
Lots of
Number
time.
10. Great pocket pressure. Shakes off a sack, but he is. What did I say, Caitlin? You don't want to turn the ball over.
Dropped it before he, definitely dropped that ball before he hit the ground. So that would be a turnover.
If it was recovered correctly.
Yes, I didn't see that. I missed that on the side, but.
So it's going to come down to, like you said, if they rule him down before the ball was out. I think the ball was out before. That's what I saw. But it looked like it was recovered by Team Trillium. So they've avoided a worst-case scenario, but this is why I'm saying run the ball. You don't want to give it up now.
No.
After your defense worked so hard to get it back, as we have a timeout that has been issued, understandably so. You're really going to want to talk things over. This is do-or-die territory if you're an offense. Flashing back to the Queens season, right before the half, York Lions were in an eerily similar position. Even on the broadcast, you can go look. You can see it on CFRC Power Plays, my little social media account. I'm like, hey, if I'm York, I'm just going to run the ball. I don't want to turn it over before half. As soon as that left my mouth, interception, Queens added another touchdown with seconds left to go up huge at halftime. You don't want to gamble and lose with so little time on the clock, because when you go into half, you want to have some sense of momentum. And if you give up a last-second score in a game where points are at an absolute premium, not an enjoyable experience.
No, I mean, obviously rather go in with a 0-0 score than have your opposition gain anything on top of you. So 15.7 seconds left. Timeout is over.
Just about.
According to there we go.
Yep, they're gonna milk that for as much time as they can get. The ball is on the Team Trillium 8-yard line, maybe the 7. It is second and quite a ways away, and we are still at a scoreless deadlock. 0-0 your line here at the OSFL Senior Bowl. let's see what we've got.
Gonna toss it.
Oh,
no!
A circus catch. Team Great Lakes, multiple hands on that one, Caitlin, but from his stomach, from the Richardson Stadium turf. Team Great Lakes number 2 hauls that one in. Wow. You talk about, you know, in basketball, when you get a steal, it's often the person that's playing that defense that deflects it. That's kind of what we had here. A set of hands knocking that ball up.
Giving it more time.
And scrambling along the ground to secure it. What a fantastic total team defensive effort there.
And I don't even think he quite noticed that the ball hadn't touched the ground yet. It bumped off of him and then back into his hands while he's lying there. So that's an incredible play in itself, to be aware enough to know that you have still a chance and it hasn't hit the ground yet, so you can pick it up. But we have some special teams action. They're going to just boot it.
Here we go. So let's take a look at the flags here. This kick is going to be into the wind. If you take a look at the tip top of the tricolor flags on the field goal bars there. Not a huge wind, but this is about a 36, 37-yard kick, which for high school level is not automatic.
Decent distance.
7.4 on the clock, 0-0 your score. Team Great Lakes with a fantastic collaborative interception, looking to add 3. Blocked! And that will bring us to the end of our first half of football action. We have quite literally seen everything but a touchdown here, Caitlin. We have a field goal block. We have multiple interceptions. I've never quite seen anything like this this collection of plays.
You know what?
But I think that is a good a time as any for us to take a break as well.
Yes, I would say so too. Need some water here, but yes, a halftime break at the second annual Senior Bowl here at Richardson Stadium. Underneath the lights, nonetheless, getting into evening time here. We'll be back after a short break.
Area 51 Sports is here for you. All the top quality equipment you'll need to succeed on and off the field. All to make sure you're prepared for game day. Area 51 Sports, the sports industry's best kept secret. Visit area51sports.ca today. Area 51 Sports is here for you. All the top quality equipment you'll need to succeed on and off the field. All to make sure you're prepared for game day. Area 51 Sports, the sports industry's best kept secret. Visit area51sports.ca today.
We are back for some second half action here at Richardson Stadium. Second annual Senior Bowl, and currently zip, eggs for both.
Yeah.
But they've had some time recuperate, figure out what they've been doing and what they're looking to do in the second half. I'm Caitlin Pobersnick alongside Jesse Bell and the rest of our crew here. Easy for me to say. And we are now, yes, we're under the lights. I feel like we're getting into nice football territory, Jesse.
The lights are on, but admittedly it is about 2 degrees colder than when we last spoke. It is starting to get that wind coming in off Lake Ontario. We saw it wreak a little bit of havoc with some of the passes earlier. We didn't have a chance to see it impact a field goal because the last play we had before the half was a blocked field goal. We said it off broadcast, and I'll say it again. We have had everything but a touchdown so far in this game. Fumbles, interceptions, field goal blocks.
Yeah, and even, I guess you're listing off all the good things, and I do believe that too. Anything that you're hoping to see in the second half that we didn't see in the first, anything that you're hoping that the coaches were able to relay to their players?
I think a lot of the adjustments are going to be pretty straightforward. One, because yes, obviously we've talked about the install time, but like a lot of the mistakes that are being made are just really small focus things.
Yeah.
Turning the wrong way as a quarterback on a handoff, going the wrong side as a running back looking for the ball transfer. For me, if I'm coaching a game like this, I'm just telling the kids, first and foremost, calm down.
Absolutely.
Your mentality is what's going to dictate those mistakes. If you're going 1,000 miles an hour at all times, you are going to make mistakes. If you can center yourself and just remember, okay, fundamentals, 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 you will see those mistakes shrink. Everybody's feeling that pressure. It's a showcase.
Yeah.
I get it. I've been in these positions. It's really hard to turn your brain off for that, but you just need to take your time, breathe.
Yes.
It will come.
Absolutely. Realizing that this isn't the be-all, end-all, and you know what? If you drop it, pick it up back in your next play.
Folks, we do have sort of rosters now, so we're going to do our best to try and match
well, we'll try.
Names and faces. We have an onside kick early from Team Trillium. It has the distance. Do they get the recovery? Reminiscent of the... Oh, maybe we don't have the distance. Reminiscent of the Saints and Colts Super Bowl starting the second half with an onside kick.
Yes.
Don't see it often because if it backfires for the kicking team, you have ceded crucial field position. And that's been the big thing as well, Caitlin. Field positioning has made all the difference here today. We've spent, as we've talked about, a lot of time in the neutral zone.
Yeah, we've got a lot of center field. I mean, it's great for us from a calling perspective.
Great sight lines.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good for me and my vision. We aren't going too far in either direction, so don't have to call that far field stuff necessarily.
So, Team Trillium did not kick the ball far enough. It's going to be a Team Great Lakes ball on a unsuccessful onside kick. So it'll be 1st and 10 from just about center field, the 54-yard line of Team Trillium. So good starting field position for Team Great Lakes, and even better so when you consider that they could have very nearly lost that ball on the onside kick. So let's see what they can come up with here. Ooh, jet sweep, Caitlin. Just giving it to the slot back. 84 trying to break it wide. Great physical running there.
Gets it taken down.
And I'm going to see if I can find a number.
They're quite small.
Yeah, not quite. So 84,
You know
it looks like that is Ivan Rigetti, according to my Team Great Lakes play sheet here. 84 white. I think we'll probably just stick to the numbers.
Yeah, I'm glad you can find that because I'm staring dead at it and I'm thinking.
Old pro, Caitlin, old pro. I've seen my fair share of football rosters in every shape, size, and form you could imagine. Thankfully, Queens does print them out very nicely for me. Today, a little more complex.
It had to be done at the very last minute too. So
I get it. Yeah, we are not judging.
we are all making works.
So that is a quick pass out, but it looks like possibly a face mask either on the tackle or, depending on if they flag it on the running back, possibly incidental contact on the way down. So it's either a 10-yard penalty defense or 10-yard penalty offense. One will give Team Great Lakes a first down. It looks like it is going to be a face mask on the defense. Incidental. So with face masks, it's a scaling penalty where intentional, like grab and yank, is the full 15. Incidental contact where you just kind of brush on the way down, 10.
An unfortunate scene of events there too when that happens. I always feel bad, especially if you're accidentally horse collaring in any sense. It's like your hand comes down, but you accidentally grab something on your way.
And I will say, I played in a National Capital Bowl in 2010, and I got an incidental face mask penalty that was very valid. So I've been the victim of it myself, non-intentional, but a penalty is a penalty, and it's the right call to make. So we do have a first down for Team Great Lakes. Another jet sweep.
One. He cut through the middle this time. That was a great move.
And that's a move of necessity. Ideally, on a jet sweep, you do want to take the widest angle possible. You're trying to bust it down the sidelines. Team Trillium did a great job of covering that outside edge, but credit to the ball carrier. As you mentioned, he saw it, he cut it back up, and instead of possibly being stretched out to the sideline for no gain, he picked up about 3 yards on first down.
A nice read, too, because it's the high IQ plays that come out of this. It's like, you know what you're supposed to do, but what are you given with what's happening on the field? And if you can play something to your advantage, too, that's a high IQ play, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And that's what coaches are looking for. Somebody that's making the right play, not necessarily the flashy play. Flag, I believe it's going to be offsides. So this would have been a great tackle for loss by Team Trillium, but I do believe it was just a tad early, so there should be a 5-yard penalty, giving Team Great Lakes its best field position in quite some time.
Yeah, since the very beginning of the game, I think.
Oh, looks like they whistled it down, so no flag issued. Yeah, so false alarm there, folks. So that will be a tackle for loss. And this will be a 3rd and 13. But, yeah, they're going to go for it, of course. Ideally, even if you don't pick up the first down, you want 7 or 8 yards just to make Team Trillium's starting field position a little more inadvantageous for them. So let's see what they draw up. Lots of motion. Another flag down. Woo!
Nice catch, but takedown was good. But that flag again, basically a repeat of what just happened.
And I wonder if this is procedure on the offense. It came out around the same time as the motion man. And the defense certainly believes that this is an offensive penalty. Yeah, it was. It was procedure, and that is a turnover on downs.
We were so close.
We're going to keep a positive attitude here, folks.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, score or no score this weekend is all about development
100%.
and continuing to mentor that future of Ontario football and by that extent, the future of Canadian football. We've got, I think, especially tomorrow, almost 200 of the best U14 to U18 players in Ontario, which makes them some of the best players in the country. We were talking to Jack Ashby-Jacobs, wide receiver for the Queens Gales, and he talked about how last year one of the standouts of the Sunday slate of games was Jace Baldwin, a highly touted recruit for the Queens Gales who looks to be in line to be the starting running back for Queens in 2026.
It'll be over 200 players, too.
That's right.
Majorly over 200. Like, it'll be, do we have a turnover?
We do indeed. So a fumbled handoff results in a Team Great Lakes turnover recovered by number 8 for the white and red.
Hey, we're at 2 turnovers each now. We've come back to even.
If turnovers were goals, this would be
great.
One heck of a hockey game. But for the time being,
we have an injured player too, though, number 7 coming off with some assistance for Team Trillium.
And that young man has been so integral to their game plan here today. We've seen him lining up, and I believe that is Wade McKenzie. We've seen him lining up in the slot. We've seen him in the backfield. Really talented, multidisciplinarian athlete there. As we are back on the offensive side of things for Team Great Lakes. Handoff up the middle. And a bit like a broken record here, tackled for no gain, if not a small loss, setting up a 2nd and long.
The development aspect of this too, even if there aren't a lot of people in the stands to watch necessarily this evening game, again, like you said, maybe some more people in the stands for tomorrow. A lot more action happening tomorrow too regarding a lot of different groups. But it's the fact that there are important people here that you want to impress. So it's not even that you're worried that your mom or sister are in the stands or something and you want to impress them. The impression comes from the people watching with the clipboards, where you're like, okay, I made that one mistake. Unfortunately, that's what I'm going to be thinking about the rest. But it's how you rally and, boot and rally a little bit and go back into the next play, and you're not down on yourself for the rest of the game.
That's exactly right, Caitlin. We'll touch on that again in a second here, because we've got a second and long play from Team Great Lakes. Tipped and very nearly picked off. There are a lot of jackets for a lot of schools here. We saw Laurier scout at halftime. I know there's people from Waterloo. There's obviously quite the contingent from Queens, given that they are the hosts for tonight's event and, of course, tomorrow's slate of games. Anybody who's anybody in Ontario football, scouting-wise, is here tonight.
It's going to be here, especially this whole weekend. I mean, there's so much going on.
And I think something else that you touched on is your ability to rally from those mistakes. That's also a big thing
Massive.
the coaching staff is looking at. Queens, their constant motto internally as a team is stay steady. It's not just, hey, you made the mistake. It's we are going to respond in an appropriate way, and we're going to move on. You need to have a short memory for football.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard so many different, we're getting a kick here. Sorry, I'll continue that thought after.
So this
is exciting.
I believe the last time they lined up for this, it was blocked. And oh my goodness, it was very nearly blocked again. And it ends up being short. So 0-0, still our total here.
Still the total, but at least we're getting closer. You know, we are getting we're getting more opportunities now, and I think that also comes maybe from the confidence of both teams rubbing that first half, and now actually able to realize, you know what, we're getting closer, and we're not in that neutral zone that has, you know, proven to be everybody's favorite spot.
And that's a pretty typical arc of development for most football games, where the first half is very much a feeling out process, and the second is traditionally where you tend to see a lot more of the big plays, or at least the offensive points start to pile up. Pretty much every single Queens game over the course of the regular season followed that similar arc. Usually, if they won the game, their opponent would stay close in the first half, and Queens would pull away in the second.
Yeah.
We're going to see if that plays out here today, but these teams are so evenly matched. They've both made great plays. They both had pretty crucial mistakes, and they're around the same level of physical conditioning at this point. So,
which, again, I would much rather see that than one team fully take dominance over the other.
100%. Great step up and throw there. So that, we've talked about the height being a bit of a concern, but that player for Team Trillium, very clearly a talented passer. We saw him there climb the pocket, Caitlin, so taking steps up, and he actually had a bit of a jump throw on that.
He did.
And it's probably his best throw of the day. I was quite impressed with what I saw there from.
Definitely.
And I believe, that's number 10, Thomas Brobel.
Yeah, being able to read that gap and realize that he wasn't going to make it very far. There was a player in front of him that he was able to pass it to, and not just a few steps in and then deciding to take it himself and take it down.
And that's something you want to see from a more mobile quarterback in general, is not just the commitment to the run, but making the right read and making the right pass.
Yeah.
He's going to be under pressure here again, rolling left. A high arcer caught.
Go. No, they're calling it no.
Yeah, that's fair.
Feet out of bounds for that, but he still caught it, I believe.
He was in the right place, but yeah, I think the ball just careened a little too far to the left, so he wasn't able to get those feet down. Good call from the officials. We're opposite side of the field. We're up in the booth. So totally good call from the officials there, right where they needed to be. And shout out to the officiating crew. You really do need top-tier officials for games with young football players, because the young football players aren't always going to be in the right place, but the officials will be, and that allows them to make the exact kind of call they need to make.
Yes.
And case in point right there.
And even just helping players along with this. You see the thumbs-ups a lot, trying to get, you know, the refs to make sure that they're assisting in the best manners, because, again, they're learning, and these refs know a lot more. So you always see that at high school levels of maybe refs helping coach players through things.
Here we go. Big man up the middle. And that will be enough for a first down for Team Trillium, as I'm going to see if I can find a number there. I believe that is Jordan Strickland out of Chatham, Ontario. Wow, quite the celebration on display here. But yeah, and I think that's a great point, Caitlin. It's like the referees are so integral to the development of these young players.
Yes.
And like I know I definitely took the refereeing crew I had for granted when I was playing, because they're the refs, you know.
Yeah.
They can't please you no matter what they do.
No, it's kind of like your parents at that age. Like you're yelling at them, going, "What's wrong with you? Why would you call that? I didn't do anything." And it's like, just rewatch the tape when you get back. You're all good.
It's a thankless job, but
it is.
We're pretty blessed. Ontario has some pretty top-notch officiating crews, and we see that in these high school games. We see them on Saturdays for the OUA. So shout out to our officials. If any officials out there are tuned in tonight for the OSFL Senior Bowl, we appreciate you, even if I do criticize you sometimes. It's all love. It's all love.
At the end of the day, it is. In the moment, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a couple of slaps in the face.
In the moment, there probably isn't any love there, but
later on,
in retrospect.
You know what? The game couldn't be played without refs. You need the refs to be able to play, so you've got to give some sort of love.
Absolutely. Integral part of what we do here. 2nd and 10 coming up. Still a 0-0 ball game. 5 minutes to go in the third. Hand off to Jordan Strickland. Jordan Strickland rumbling left. Flag on the play. And what a takedown. Number 4 for Team Great Lakes again.
Give me the finger guns.
Excellent tackle by that young man. You can tell I get fired up by just good, solid, fundamental football plays.
Absolutely.
That's a guy who is possibly twice the weight of that young man. No fear. Made a perfect wrap tackle. And the nice thing with the wrap tackle, yes, you're going for the knees. You're trying to pinch the knees in. But he's also using his weight then as a counterbalance to not just pinch the knees, but bring him down.
Absolutely.
I love plays like that. I love for these high school level players when you see such good fundamental football. And I know coaches, they love to see it as well.
If you don't have the fundamentals, you don't have anything in any sport that you're playing. So it's the people that want to skip over the fundamentals and get to the fun plays and stuff like that, but quickly realize that you need the fundamentals to be able to execute those big plays properly. So it is nice to see the proper tackles too.
We do have, for the folks following along on the stream, a penalty on the defense. So that run ultimately erased. 2nd and 5 coming up. Still a fantastic run and tackle on display here at the Senior Bowl. We've got the pass over the middle, picked off, and this could be trouble. Number 20 for Team Great Lakes, back the other way. See ya! First touchdown of the game, Caitlin, comes courtesy of the defense. Pick 6.
Oh my goodness. Wow, we are finally awake, I think, in the sense that we should be. There's scores on the board, but this was also from another pick. This was from another interception, which has been highly, highly acclaimed here tonight from both teams. But again, just such a nice read. And to also know, hey, I got the ball, run. Let's take it to the end zone. What a great play.
I believe that was Tate Azoparde from Team Great Lakes. The Italian stallion rumbling into the end zone to break this 0-0 deadlock.
Absolutely, and we get to see
extra. I'm actually not sure if it's a kick extra point or if it's
they're going for.
They're either going for 2 or it could be one of those formats where, you know, you can do like a single from close or a 2-point from further. I'm not quite sure on what the rules of engagement are, but we're going to find out momentarily.
All right.
It's either going to be a successful play for possibly 2, or we're going to keep it at a 6-point deficit. Either way, the offense is on the field for Team Great Lakes. A jet sweep, great block, but this is not going to go where they need it to be, and there is a flag on the field. So we'll see if this flag pushes them back. Maybe they do bring out a kicker. Mind you, the struggles from Team Great Lakes in terms of kicking, they had 1 kick blocked earlier, and then they missed another one short, which I think there was a hand on that one with the trajectory it took. So they may be a little wary about the internal special teams blocking, and they may decide that it's a safer bet to try and convert it offensively.
I mean, also, again, like we've been saying, nice to just try.
Absolutely.
Try stuff too.
Yeah, why not? So it's a penalty on the defense, so they're going to get an even closer crack at this one. 6-0 your scoreline, Team Great Lakes. Ooh, a fantastic defensive touchdown has given them the lead, broken our 0-0 deadlock with 4.5 minutes to play here in our third quarter of football action. And let's see. We saw a jet sweep on a first attempt blown down thanks to a penalty. I wonder what they're going to scheme up here. Second time's the charm, considering they are 3 yards closer than they were last time. I don't think they have quite the power running game that Team Trillium has, so I'm guessing this is going to be through the air. Although we do have a quick stoppage in play. Looks like somebody's mother running across the field with the shoulder slung bag.
Either that or somebody to work for their athletic therapy.
Here we go. Yep, through the air. Incomplete.
Incomplete.
No flags down, so 6-0 remains your scoreline. But when you get points with your defense, guess who gets to go right back out on the field? The defense. They're feeling it. I loved when I played defense and our unit scored a touchdown, we came back on that field with so much swagger, and we were like, all right, let's get another one. Why not?
I mean, you've seen it happen so many times tonight, just the interception process in general. So to be able to do it again, I think, is a strong possibility, especially if they're doing a lot more of those lob passes as well. Like you said at the beginning of the game, a a lot of these passes, or I guess it was just maybe when we were talking beforehand, that a lot of the passes are slow through the air, easier to pick off than necessarily your darts, a little bit more laterally that you would get at different levels per se. So this is a good opportunity too for the defense to be able to learn how to read some of these plays and make the most out of the situations.
And the thing about those differences in passes is the touch pass, usually a little bit more accurate, easier to catch, but also easier to catch as a defensive player. They usually say defensive guys play defense because they can't catch. Not always the case, but there is a kernel of truth to that. But when you throw a ball with a lot more touch, a throwback. But this is going to be a difficult process.
Wow.
That being said, Team Trillium blazing down the sidelines. Oh my goodness, Caitlin, the kicker. Kickers are people too. Lowering the
Put
boom.
that on a t-shirt.
Dropping the shoulder.
No way.
I think, admittedly, because there's only one kicker for two teams, the returner may have gotten a little teammate blind.
Yes.
I don't think he was expecting someone in a red jersey to take him out.
I don't think he even would have. I mean, the confusion that would come from that too if you weren't prepared for it.
Ian McKinnon.
You think that all red jerseys are blowing people out of the way, and next thing you know, you get smacked by one.
It confused me, and I watched the entire play.
100%. I was like, get out of the way, because that would have been a touchdown had it been
100%.
not for the kicker. Our people too. My goodness.
That kicker, Ian McKinnon, that boy can play. He might be a little frustrated that a couple kicks have gone not quite as he expected.
Take it out on.
That's right. I think he unleashed that frustration on the Team Trillium kick returner. But a fantastic return has got them into Team Great Lakes territory. But you can tell, I love watching a kicker.
Anytime a kicker does anything other than kick, it is the most exciting thing that happens.
Great handoff here. Number 2 for Team Trillium with a good gain on the right-hand side. I'm going to, once again, folks, we're operating off kind of a numbered play sheet, kind of not, because the jerseys have been just handed out. But that is Aiden Green with a nice carry along the right-hand side. Pick of about 5 or so, Caitlin, giving them a much more manageable second and medium. But Team Trillium nearly took the momentum back after that pick 6. But Ian McKinnon, the kicker,
wow,
with a crushing shoulder to the chest. Great clean hit. That was, I'm going to remember that all night.
That would make me sign you immediately.
Here we go. High pass. Oh, a great attempt there.
Almost had it, too.
We're hoping that young man, the intended target, is okay. He took a shot from 3 defenders, all clean, but certainly a not a fun thing to be on the receiving end of.
No, even if it's clean, it still hurts.
Does it ever?
At the end of the day.
It's like, especially when you get that crunch factor. Getting hit by one player, yes, you're going to get 100% of the impact, but when you get hit by multiple, not only are you getting that impact, but you're getting pinched.
Absolutely, and in the air, too.
Yeah, hard landing.
Yes. Yeah, add height into that, add the fall into that, add 3 guys into that. It'll hurt, but still a nice attempt. He was very, very close to getting it, nonetheless.
Yeah, good ball placement. It was where it needed to be. It's just once again, I think the ball got there just a little later than it needed to. And now we've got number 3 for Team Trillium in at quarterback. So a quarterback swap here. Option play, breaking left, cutting it back. Great tackle and fumbled again. And that is going to be Team Great Lakes ball one way or the other, Caitlin. He definitely didn't get the first down, but did he fumble the football as well? I guess it doesn't really matter.
No, that's theirs regardless. Ref's pointing in one direction, so they'll get it.
I like the idea there. So an option play, and they kept big number 99 in as I was going to say the pitch man, but there was no reality in which he was pitching him that ball. That kid is exhausted. I get it. But having him there as a lead blocker for that is the right idea. Just better execution from the defense. They saw it coming. They took the wide angle. He tried to cut it back, and in the process of cutting it back, he lost it.
Yeah.
So here we go. Team Great Lakes with all the momentum here. If their offense can score like their defense did, that might be enough to build an insurmountable lead. Absolutely. Rolling left. Bit of a dirt ball there. Second and 10 coming up.
Nearing that 2-minute mark, too, in this third quarter.
That's right. We still got another quarter of football action. So still a ton of opportunities for Team Trillium to try and draw even. You got to think turnover, interception, some kind of turnover hunting here. Turnabout being fair play. If your offense is struggling to get it done, sometimes you need to depend on the defense, especially since special teams isn't really a full factor here. Queens, there have been plenty of games in the past where the offense was struggling, but they got that momentum either from the likes of Ian St. Arnaud's kickoff return touchdowns.
Yes, as he's widely known for.
Or a defensive pick six. Over the middle, incomplete.
And a flag on the play, too.
It is sometimes unreasonable to expect your offense to handle the full bulk of that load, although you think, well, that's their job. Certain teams, certain philosophies, certain schemes make that untenable, so you have to rely on those other factors, special teams and defense, to pick up some of the slack. And oftentimes, a defensive turnover will create an offensive surge of momentum. So we're going to see if Team Great Lakes can use that here, or if it's going to be more of the same.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the more professional teams that play, and you can get the 30-30 games, and no matter what, your offense is just performing out beyond what any defense can stop you, and then you get those games that are 3-0 or very rare, but still, and you can see that it's a defensive face-off. And I think both teams today have had those good defensive opportunities where they're reading the plays really, really well, and the offenses are having a hard time cutting through any middle sort of play action, which with the running game you wish would have more of a gap and you'd able to follow the person in front of you, put that hand up behind and cut in, but not necessarily today.
And I think why we haven't seen much play action tonight is because neither team can really run the ball effectively.
No, and you do need other players to help you out to be able to run. You need to get those gaps. You need to hit things in between and have people help you out. That hasn't necessarily been there.
Great play call here. Quick pass.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, that defense wasn't going to give them anything there.
No.
Still, I like the play call, especially their pass rush has been causing you problems. Scheme up something where it's just a quick, not even 2 seconds in the pocket, just 1, 2, out, 1, 2, out.
You know exactly where you're going.
Especially as you get later on in the games. You get more tired mentally and physically.
Yeah.
You're going to make mistakes. If you can just get the ball into the hands of your playmaker, you would be surprised what you can spring at this point in the game.
Yeah, especially last minute of play, dipping into that 40-second mark. Then you have one last quarter to try and get those gaps back. It's only one touchdown. This isn't the end, and if you can get some extra points after that,
it's still anybody's ball game.
100%.
Absolutely. Here we go. We've got a 2nd and 7 or so under pressure, stepping up. That is going to be too far, and we will probably have one, possibly 2 more plays left in our third quarter of football action. And so far, the game's only points coming courtesy of a pick six, and what a pick six as well, about a 40-yard run back on top of that. So some good cardio for Team Great Lakes. Tate Azoparde.
Get him the oxygen.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully conditions are nice and cool.
Yeah.
When it's hot, though, and you're a linebacker, you make a play like that, you are absolutely
taking it
as soon as possible.
Taking a sit.
Get me my oxygen tank. Put me in the tent. Here we go. 3rd down. Passing down over the middle. Wow. Like Dikembe Mutombo. No. Sending that one back and sending us into our 4th quarter.
There you go.
We've got 12 minutes on the clock, folks. And if you're just joining us, the OSFL Senior Bowl live at Richardson Memorial Stadium. We have a pick six, and that's about it in terms of scoring plays.
Definitely is. Tomorrow, definitely some more adventures happening. Sunday football. Who doesn't love Sunday football? Starts at 10 a.m. That's the U14 game. 12:30 is going to be the U16, and in the afternoon is when the big boys are on the field, U18. And we're going to also have Steve Schneider on the call. So Queen's head coach of football in Kingston. He is going to be in the booth with us tomorrow. U16 game, he's just going to, dip his toes in the water, give some nice color, and then in the U18 game, full game with us. It'll be really fun to have somebody else.
And as Kingston media members, we can tell you it's hard to get an audience with Coach Snyder, so having him on the call is quite a revelation for us.
Yes, it's nice to have people that know what they're talking about on the broadcast, and it's not just us.
That's right. So we have a little fullback dive snuffed out there. Bit of a different formation from Team Great Lakes. Much more run-heavy, trying to kill the clock, maintain that lead. But although I know I said pre-game, usually the run game is easier to establish, tonight it's been the opposite.
Has been.
Passing game, boom or bust. It has technically resulted in our game's only points, but not necessarily for the team that wanted it to.
No, that's a good point. The throw has resulted in points.
Just not for...
Just not where you thought it was going to be.
Correct.
That being said, a lot of the throws, the person is open. We've had a couple here that haven't necessarily been targeted, but here's another throw. Close enough.
Is a shame. He had him, Caitlin. It was the right read. The receiver, I think, left his feet just a little too soon, and because he was already in the air, if he had stayed on the ground, he could have stopped, adjusted, and turned around.
100%.
But because he's in the air, you
can't move while you're up there.
Exactly. You might have the range of motion, but you don't have the propulsion necessary to get yourself to that ball. So that is a missed opportunity for Team Great Lakes, and they God love them. They are going to try
another kick.
One was blocked, the other was tipped and missed.
And a 45-yarder.
This is university distance. This is a difficult kick and a very slight wind, but blowing in a more neutral direction. So let's see. McKinnon's kick is going to be wide. A little too short, a little too left. But you know what? Ian McKinnon laid one heck of a hit earlier, so he may not have the kicking plaudits tonight necessarily, but he made a fantastic play earlier. So
get him on the defensive line. Get him playing in a different role. That guy can hit.
Yeah, get him out at DB. It was a nice track down and tackle, so not bad for a kicker.
He has some undiagnosed skill, I think. Try a couple practices.
I'm glad that ended with skill. I wasn't sure where that was going. But you are correct. I think a hidden gem, a diamond in the rough. Kicking, obviously he's got some aptitude for it, but hitting, holy jumping.
Yeah, comes naturally.
So here we go. We have got a 6-point ball game all the same. Team Trillium trailing, back on offense, handoff up the middle, and that is also the trade-off when you're a big guy running a football. You want to run low so they can't take you at your knees, but if you run too low,
you fall.
You toddle. Yeah, you fall right over. Toppling there.
Your momentum still hits you, and you take yourself out.
Correct. And you know what? You could say, well, at least nobody brought me down, and that is true.
But yourself.
Exactly. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies. Team Trillium, second and about 7 or so, in their own territory, just shy of their own 35, about their 37. 9 and about 40 remain.
Right back into his hands.
Exact same play, exact same result, short gain up the middle.
But you're getting the gains.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you want on those running plays right now. If you can get any sort of gain on a run, that is a good sign. And I mean, that's more than what they could have said in the first.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Keep handing it to him.
That being said, they would need a little more than he got on the last down. They need about 4 yards to comfortably convert. Right now, he's at about 3 per carry on this drive, but they may just do it all over again. That being said, this feels like if they don't pass here, they need to convert the first. There's a big pass play coming up. I can feel it.
You've been saying that.
And here it is, play action. Uh-oh.
No
Picked
way.
Off. Yep, there we go. Team Great Lakes, that is number 4 in white. I'm just looking to see if I can grab a number here from my, it's okay. No number listed on this one, but that is number 4 for Team Great Lakes with a fantastic.
Massive play.
And that's the thing, he read that one all the way. He followed the quarterback's eyes. He didn't look off his target at any point.
No, but to be able to bring it down on top of the player that was also catching the ball at the exact same time, hands interchanged and interlocked on that catch, and to be able to hit the ground on top of somebody, roll over, and still have the ball in your possession, that's the impressive part. Yes, we've seen a lot of people make those reads tonight. There's a lot of people that can make those reads, but it's the actual execution of it and being able to keep your composure when you hit the ground, and that's a hard hit. So that's impressive in itself to be able to. And like you said, defense can't catch.
Disproving
Sometimes
that tonight.
we are getting a lot of that.
No, that's a great point, Caitlin. The concentration to follow and continue that catch.
What a move.
But here we go. Team Great Lakes.
Taken down.
Horse collar. Yeah, and that's a penalty. So it's gonna be 1st and goal from the 1. He brought him down by the scruff of his neck, and it was all jersey.
Oh, yeah. Right out of bounds.
A fantastic catch and run from Team Great Lakes, and a little bit of sportsmanship too. Shook the guy. He's like, I know you're not.
Yeah.
You grab what you can grab in moments like that.
And you know what? It was a touchdown regardless if he hadn't done that too. So.
And sometimes, as a coach, you never like taking a penalty, but there are some penalties that you can tolerate because they save 6.
To be able to prevent something. Now you put the hands in your defense to stop them at this line. So same goes for anything. I mean, my specialty is basketball, and if you're gonna foul, you gotta foul and make sure that they don't get the basket too. An and one situation is the worst. That's kind of what would have been here too, is to extend this.
A possibly game-saving tackle, a possibly game-saving penalty.
Absolutely.
It'll be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Team Great Lakes looking to score what could be the killing blow. 1st down, tackle is made. So here we go. They've struggled to run the ball with power tonight. Team Trillium knows that.
Yep.
They're putting their biggest boy right in the middle of that defense.
Yep,
And
99 is doing everything right now.
Jordan Strickland, my apologies, folks. Jordan Strickland, Mr. Do-It-All for them.
Yep.
Did it all on that play, securing a tackle just about at the line of scrimmage. So we'll have a 2nd and goal from the 1, and you can kind of see it. Team Great Lakes not quite as big overall. Mind you, the interior offensive line, good size profile for this age range, but nobody quite big enough to stop Jordan Strickland there. Which, hey, he's got an arm sleeve. He's scary. I get it.
He does.
I played against some monsters in my day, and
he's 25 at heart, I think.
And you know what? Hey, you do like players that have a level of maturity, be it physical, emotional, or both.
Mm-hmm.
And he's putting that on display here tonight. I think a very strong performance from Jordan Strickland here at the OSFL Senior Bowl.
Definitely. And you go into some of those details too. What coaches really look for is that coachability, but also not having to teach you how to have a personality, not having to teach you how to, be that sportsman player, be somebody who can rally your team when they're down, be somebody who can get hit and knocked down, but then still ask for the ball in the next play. So that's something as well you're seeing with players that are willing to put themselves on the line, play and play again. You don't get to teach that as a coach. That's something that just happens.
You need glue guys. You need selfless players in your locker room. Absolutely. 2nd down carry. Quarterback sneak, I believe, is also going to be short. So we've got a 3rd and goal coming up here, Caitlin.
Got to try it.
100%. And the question then becomes, that you maybe aren't as strong in the middle, and that's where you tend to run these short yardage plays.
And where you're getting your biggest players on the opposite end that are stopping you from getting across the line. So just get somebody to jump right over.
2 fullbacks behind your guard and center to drive forward. You know you're going to have to take care of number 99. You want to double him with a center and a fullback, have your guard peel out, create just enough space for your quarterback to sneak through. We'll see if they're able to get it done, but you need to load the box. Honestly, if you're the quarterback on the sneak, half-second delay to let your guys clear that space and then go, but they are going to operate at a shotgun, so this could very possibly be a pass play to one of the outside receivers or a slot running a quick breaking route or a jet sweep. But that jet sweep is read like a book, Caitlin, cover to cover. And we talked about a touchdown-saving tackle / penalty.
Yeah, that was it. That would have been an automatic touchdown had they not. And here we are getting stopped in that red zone area, in that goal line.
What a play by Team Trillium. But look at where they're going to start this drive from, Caitlin. If they're going to put some points on the board, if they're going to tie this game, they got to go about just as far as possible to do it. A 90, actually more than that, would be about a 105-yard drive to tie this football game.
Anything is possible.
And you know what? You know who had a 105-yard touchdown this year?
You already
Jared
brought him up.
Kasari. That's right, Jared Kasari, number 29. flip the field, similar position.
He's very good at his job, I'll tell you.
One of the great graduating players from this Gales program. Second all time on the rushing list.
I mean, I will say the photographer kind of outbeat him in last season. Oh,
Pick
picked off.
6. And that, Caitlin, very well could be the deciding dagger. A pick 6 from number 6 to give them 6 more. And now we've got a 2-score deficit with 6 minutes remaining.
A great throw right into the numbers.
Just of the wrong guy, unfortunately.
Just of the wrong guy. A beautiful pass.
Just not to who they wanted it to be.
Nope.
And that, my friends, could very well put this game out of reach for Team Trillium, whose defense has been outstanding, but whose offense has struggled with the turnover monster here tonight. It says 13-0. It is 12-0 because they did have the unsuccessful conversion. So it's a 12-0 ball game here. But 1 point may not matter here, as 2 scores is the operative deficit. And let's see if Team Great Lakes is going to be able to add a few more points onto their total here.
I'd like to see them try something different.
Yeah, why not at this point?
Yeah.
Especially in a conversion situation where
get it into the end zone. There you go.
I like this play call.
There you go.
Great.
There you go.
Very physical adjustment.
With a flag on it, I think that'll still count.
I would imagine it's tough on these goal line or these end zone plays because you could make an argument for offensive pass interference because he did muscle his way into him. But usually that's going to break more towards the defense.
I would say so too.
So that's
exactly the play that I was asking. It is a good touchdown. That's perfect. It's literally what I wanted. I was like, let's stop throwing it and trying to cut through the middle or do something around the edges. Just get it into the end zone and let your receivers do their job and just go for it.
I agree. And I will say, I think part of the reason why that play was so successful is because they did commit so much to running the middle in the drive before that. The defense is still telegraphing that.
Definitely.
But it was a great, well-thrown ball, had the right amount of hang time, but it was really the effort from the wide receiver who was able to out-physical his defender and haul that one in. Great concentration catch.
Great throw, great catch.
That's the kind of offensive execution we have sorely missed for much of today's game. And remember, last time Team Trillium had a kickoff return, we had a throwback that almost resulted in a touchdown. Instead, it was Ian McKinnon. And look, they're making him put on a gold jersey now. You'll recall he, in the red jersey, took out a similarly crimson-clad teammate. So now they've made him a lot more visible for the return team.
Great call.
I was wondering why they hadn't done that sooner.
I don't know, because I understand having that, they should have gotten him a penny so much sooner.
Well, there we go. A little
Cover the
teamwork
numbers.
there. It was stuck around his helmet, but we are good to go. Let's see if the gold penny makes him a little more conspicuous this time. A nice knuckleball kick. Well, let's see what Team Trillium can do with this one. Great
Nice
return
run for the
here.
window.
He's going to be stopped up.
Oh,
And that's number
blow it down.
Woo. The refs really let that one go for a while there,
Don't like
Caitlin.
that.
Yeah, I think it was very clearly wrapped up. Like he wasn't going
No.
anywhere.
Forward momentum had stopped a long time ago.
100%. And good kick. I will say, the field goals haven't been there tonight from McKinnon, but I really do like his kickoffs. I think he's put forward a number of quite solid ones, and I like that kind of low bouncing knuckler.
It's interesting I don't actually mind that either as somebody who's tried to receive kicks. It's the bounces. It's like I can time the bounce nicely. If it gets lost somewhere in the lights, if you have a kicker who can kick high, that one's not as easy to try and catch.
It's a good point, and with the lights on fully now.
Yeah.
So, Team Trillium, handoff to Strickland, and
he looks like he's in pain.
yeah, Strickland. It was a good clean hit, but Strickland hit his face mask off the turf quite hard there, folks. So we are going to hope that he is okay, but that was quite a heavy impact.
And he's tired right now too.
Yeah, you can
That
see.
doesn't help.
That's the thing. It could be a combination
Of all of them, yeah.
fatigue and pain, but he hit the ground quite hard at quite a sharp angle. Probably knocked the wind out of himself. We're hoping it's nothing more serious than that, but he's certainly going to need some tending to by the training staff. Hard landing.
Yeah.
But, hey, there we go.
Prop himself back up.
I think, obviously, he definitely shaken up face mask onto the turf, but I do think it was also he did have the wind knocked out of him. Trust me, I'm a big guy. When you fall, especially at such speed,
it takes nothing.
Boom, right to the chest, and you're just. So he is, yes, great to see.
Up and good.
Making his way off the field, but he did kind of jolt up there.
I mean, you know what? Just let him sit the rest. You got 5:33 left. This guy has been working hard all evening.
Hasn't left the field.
No, give him some time to just recuperate and really just get the. Oh yeah, he's.
Poor
he's
guy.
saying I can't breathe.
Yeah, that will happen when you're an individual with quite a large carriage like that. You know, it's easy to take a shot, and it'll take you a while to catch your breath. When you got so much chest to fill, it takes a while to get that air back in. We'll be heading to the tent there to be tended to. Handoff on first and very long. Whoa! A hip check, topsy-turvy, upside down.
Landed on his feet, nonetheless.
Yes, true. Yeah. Very impressive.
And definitely, I think we got some dark footage coming in from our main camera right now too. So if it's a little bit hard to see, hopefully our callings are enough.
You get used to working with the naked eye. You know, I'm in radio. I don't have any visuals.
No, ours is pretty good. Anybody at home might be a little bit harder to see. Actually, our view from here is really good. The lights in here are so much brighter.
The sight lines at Richardson are genuinely quite remarkable.
Yeah.
Like I work at a lot of stadiums, and this one is the easiest to actually do my job at. Here we go, second down passing play under pressure. Great elusiveness on display from the quarterback, but that is almost picked off again.
Oh my goodness.
Into a sea of hands, Caitlin.
I'm assuming all the defensemen are wishing that they could get an interception here tonight. I think it's like a let's collect them all type of situation.
One-time interception getter myself here at Richardson Stadium.
You're like, give me a badge, put me on the field.
Defensive tackle. It's rare to get an interception, so it's something you certainly don't forget. And we've seen no shortage of interceptions here tonight, but nothing on that play. And looks like, I'm not sure if it's a, yeah, okay. Is it a turnover? Yes, indeed. I wasn't sure if there was a flag we had missed. Yes, so because there's no punt, folks. There's no punter, so there's no punt. So it's just a kind of approximate
to where it would
spot. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it'll be first and 10, Team Great Lakes, and look, you're up by 2 scores. There's 4 minutes remaining. They're just going to run the clock, but you may as well run the ball anyways and expedite your victory. But they've struggled with it, so they will pass. Flag is down. Pass is thrown. Hey, there we go. That's a beautiful pass.
Nice action. Taken out.
We'll see what this flag is for. It is
definitely
the defensive backfield, but it could be, just given the timing, it could be another procedure call.
True, but the fact that the Great Lakes team is starting to understand and get that momentum, they're running a lot of good, and they're getting more yards on every not interception. So used to saying that. Every completion that they're getting extra yards on them as well. It's not just one and then getting hit. They're actually getting extras.
So it was an offsides on the defense, so they will decline that, so they will keep their gain there. Beautiful pass and catch for one of the better offensive gains for Team Great Lakes all evening. It'll be first and 10 from about the 31 of Team Trillium. Team Great Lakes with a 2-score lead. Quick pass.
That was swatted down.
It's almost a shame that it was swatted down because the defensive back for Team Trillium had a great read on that, and if he had hauled that in, would have been an express trip. It's one of those things where they make a great play, and you're happy that they made that great play, but you're also like, oh, man, I wish you would have missed it just by a half inch.
Like to see what would have actually happened if it had gone through.
But that's the thing. Defensive linemen, you love getting those SWAT downs. It makes you feel like you're 10 feet tall when you can knock a quarterback's pass into the dirt. You always like to get one over on the pretty boys when you can.
Total volleyball spike.
Yeah, very true.
Taken.
Great. And I love the restraint there shown by the pass rusher for Team Trillium. Number 9. That is the exact right kind of play. You made a heck of a rush. You secured the quarterback, and you just held on to him.
Absolutely.
I love seeing that in these games.
It's respectful.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it shows that you understand the situation that you're in. I love that from the blind side, came in, just held on to him. That is such a great character play and a great football play from that young man. So two big thumbs up there. Fantastic work from Team Trillium. The defense has been there tonight. The offense a bit more of a struggle, and that ultimately explains the 15-0 scoreline more than anything.
Yeah, and we're getting down to that 2.5-minute mark, so game is pretty much close to clear cut, I would say. But I would also say that this was a much better second half for these players than it was the first half. Even just the confidence in making those throws and connections.
Great tackle here. That will be a turnover. Team Trillium will get the ball back with 2 minutes and 14 seconds. But a 2-score deficit in front of them. And if they are serious about winning this game, they will have to just air it out.
Definitely, and one of their main players not doing too well. So
yeah, we're hoping it was a great game for Jordan Strickland, but we're hoping he'll get a chance to take some much-deserved rest.
Mm-hmm. So that's a main thing. Oh.
That's just the 2-minute warning whistle. Yep. Well, technically a 3-minute warning, but the 2-minute, I guess, because they're just letting the clock run. Yeah. Very likely the final possession for Team Trillium, unless they can engineer some magic here at Richardson Stadium. Multiple men in motion. Jet sweep. I was wondering if they were going to do a jet sweep pass, but he is just going to carry it, and he is going to be
flung out of bounds.
Yeah, great defensive play there. That's the thing. That one felt to me, you've established the jet sweep. Mm-hmm. That's one of those things where you scheme up. It's a simple trick play. It's one you could teach, but he just, instead of continuing, plants his feet and finds an open man. I kind of can't believe they didn't run that because of how they've been telegraphing and setting it up. It may have been their intent and it just didn't develop, but it kind of felt like there was a bit more of a hesitation on that sweep that usually is a telltale sign of, oh, we're going to try something a little different with this.
Yeah, a lot of very similar movements, I think, that we've seen a lot throughout the evening here. So,
and that's a big thing with your trick plays. You want them to look like something you run normally. Mm-hmm. So second end, long, over the middle. Oh, what a catch from Team Trillium into the, once again, seat of hands.
Wow.
That is a kind of a, hey, you know what, he's down there somewhere kind of throw. Not to denigrate the throw. On target where it needed to be, but a really impressive effort from the wide receiver. Imagine trying to make that catch with 4 defenders converging on you.
I'm good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Wouldn't recommend it. A fantastic best passing play of the day here for Team Trillium. But they're going to need a few more of those if they want to pull off this victory. 1 minute to go here, Caitlin.
Oh, no way.
Number 6. He had one earlier.
Nice
he cuts
cuts.
it back. And Caitlin, as long as that flag does not count. I think
they're going to have to come back.
I think it is a hold.
100%.
The interception will count, but number 6 very nearly put up his second pick 6 of the evening.
I definitely think that's going to, oh no. So much effort, but.
Fantastic job by Team Great Lakes. I'm going to see if I've got a number for this number 6. Ah, yes. Wow, okay. Laine Pulaka, like Patrick Laine, the spelling. He had one earlier. He does have his second interception, but I don't think the touchdown will count, as we've kind of established. The blocking, I love the intent behind the block from his teammate.
Absolutely, and you don't think much of it when you're doing it again. It's one of those things that can be as simple as an accidental. But usually I also find that the touchdown or the play wouldn't have happened without that. So had that hold, he wouldn't have even made it to the end zone in certain cases. So
I think, unfortunately for that one, he probably had it without it.
You think so? Was it after the play? I didn't see.
It was just the quarterback left. He had cut it back. And I think he probably would have been able to wiggle through, but I think the block was the right idea. Mm-hmm. It's just a little too much jersey action. Oh, would have been great to see Team Trillium pull one back there. But with 45 seconds left, and I'm kind of surprised once again. Team Great Lakes with the lead, throwing a pass. You think you just want to run the clock and get out of here, especially with how many passes have ended up going the other way.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would just be kneeling the ball here. But I get it. It's a showcase. You want to show what your kids can do, but you also don't want to put them in a position where they're making unnecessary mistakes at a crucial time in the game.
Or
you know?
getting hit in a certain way too, sacrificing.
Good point. Yeah, at this point, when it's a foregone conclusion, you really just want to get everybody home safely. And you want to get the clock running again. There we go. Beautiful pass over the middle. I really love the placement and the pop on that pass.
Absolutely. Some urgency on it. And it was a nice whip.
Absolutely. And you talk about arm angles there. It wasn't an over-the-top throw. That was a quick
side throw.
Exactly. Almost like he's playing darts, just a little whoosh.
Yep.
And on the money, in stride, first down. Just a great play overall. No notes.
It's nice to see some of the changes, too, in some of those play calls. Again, closer to the end of the game, don't necessarily need to do, but some plays that you haven't tried yet, last 30 seconds when you're up, sure, why not?
And we've got 20 remaining, and they are just going to kneel it out here. That is absolutely the right call. And we will get one more whistle, and that will bring this game to a close, folks.
Absolutely. So
OSFL. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Caitlin.
Oh,
you've got some business here.
No, I'm doing the same thing you were probably about to do too. So obviously, second annual Senior Bowl. This has been, very fun. It's nice to see new things coming about and being able to try stuff. But tomorrow, major play action. I already kind of went over it, but I'll do the times one more time.
Please.
So we'll start off the day with our U14s. That's going to start at 10 a.m., 12:30 U16, 3 p.m. is your U18, all throughout this stream. So it's the YouTube stream that you can watch through for tomorrow as well if you aren't in person. But the weather seems to be the exact same tomorrow, so if you do end up coming out, make sure that you have a coat. It is going to be 11 degrees as a high, but there's still some chance of rain throughout the day and closer into the afternoon. So bundle up. You said Steve thinks this is great football weather, so you know what? Let's embrace it. Let's enjoy it. And we got our first kinks and games out of the way, especially for the broadcast side. So tomorrow should be a very good game, Jesse.
Yeah, I really want to thank folks for tuning in tonight. Thank you for bearing with us as we work our way through an experimental new format here at the Red Black Weekend. But as Caitlin mentioned, tomorrow is the real money day. Tomorrow we get not one, not two, but 3 fantastic football games featuring some of the very best football youth players, not just in Ontario, but in the country.
Absolutely.
And I think now is a good time to bring things to a close as the referees blow the final whistle. Caitlin, this was a blast. I'm looking forward to doing it all over again
tomorrow morning, and we will be back to annoy you guys for another day with Steve Schneider for some of the games if you're wanting to tune in. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night, and we will chat again soon.
See you guys.
Area 51 Sports is here for you. All the top quality equipment you'll need to succeed on and off the field. All to make sure you're prepared for game day. Area 51 Sports, the sports industry's best kept secret. Visit area51sports.ca today